Hallo allemaal, welkom op mijn kanaal, welkom bij deze nieuwe video en welkom in Mijk's Creatieve Wereld. Hello and welcome to this new tutorial video in which I'm going to show you with Scheepjes Cool Stuff how to hand knit this cute little bag. If you want to make it bigger, that's also very simple to do with another ball of Scheepjes Cool Stuff, but I'm going to show you with the pattern written inside the label of the yarn how you can make this beautiful, easy, cute knitted, hand knitted bag. So let's get started. To make this nice, cool, hand knitted bag, you need just one ball of Scheepjes Cool Stuff, a pair of scissors and a tapestry needle. And of course my explanation in this tutorial and your both hands. That is the only thing that you need to make the bag, so let's get started by knitting with our hands. We're starting with a slip knot, and we're creating that by taking the beginning of the yarn in our hands. My index finger and my middle finger are up, and I am wrapping the yarn from front over my fingers to the back, under, and then again like a cross over the loop that I've already made on my fingers, and then push it through the loop that's on my fingers, and you can tighten it and it's your slip knot. That's the beginning of the bag. Now we're going to make a chain of 6 chain stitches. Insert your fingers in this loop and make sure that you can put 2 fingers in, or at least 3 fingers inside that loop, but we're working with 2 fingers. We spread them a little so that we can place our working yarn between our fingers and pull it through the loop. So have it like this. If you look at your stitch now, at your loop, there are 2 legs. See? 2 legs. And you have to make sure that the leg that's at the top is the leg that's going to your working yarn. So if you pull it, you can see that the top leg is getting shorter, and if you pull it, it's going to be larger. Okay, first stitch made. We have here a horizontal bar leg, and out of that leg this stitch, this loop is being formed. So this is the first chain. So make 5 more chains. So insert from front to back into the stitch, grab the yarn and pull it through. So that's 2. Again, insert, grab the yarn, pull it through is 1, 2 and 3. Insert, grab the yarn, pull it through is 4. In the loop, pick up the yarn, pull it through is 5. And for the last time, insert, grab the yarn and pull it through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 chains. I'm just gonna make sure that they're stop turning up here. Okay. This is our chain, and from this chain we're going to pull up loops like this one here. This is our first one, and it comes from this loop. So the second horizontal leg here at the top is the place where we insert, so go under it and grab the yarn and pull it through. And make another loop. Again, 2 legs like this, and this leg is attached to our working yarn. If you pull that, you can see that the leg is going to be shorter, and if you grab it and pull it, it's going to be bigger. Don't grab this leg, because if you do, you're shorten this loop and you don't want that. So always make sure that you're pulling on this side. Okay. Just make sure that your loops are again 2 fingers wide, and go in every loop to pull up new loops. So here's a horizontal bar with no loop in front, so that's the next one. So go under it, grab the yarn and pull it through to make loop 3. Next, insert and grab the yarn, pull it through to make loop 4. The next one is for loop 5. And the next one is loop 6. Okay. Just make sure that you've got 6 loops now. If you've got 5, then you somehow missed a stitch. We have to go up to 12 loops, 12 stitches, and to get that we're going to turn our work clockwise. So now we have new top stitches. Here's your first loop that you've made, and here you see the first horizontal bar, and now count for 6 stitches. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in this 6th loop, insert underneath, grab the yarn and pull it through to make loop 7. Next, insert, pull up a loop, just like you did on the other side. Next horizontal bar, insert, pull up a loop, like that. Next one, so that's 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. We've got 2 stitches left here, so in both of them we're making a loop like this, and at the last also a loop. See? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12 loops. This is the setup. I'm going to show you now the next step. I grabbed a stitch marker. I've got very huge stitch markers. If you don't have them, don't worry. Maybe you can use a paper clip, form it into a bigger piece, or grab some scrap yarn, because it's very handy to mark your first stitch so that you can see when you finished a round. Because it's very important to keep track where you are, and also to keep counting your stitches. You have 12 stitches now, and it's very important that you keep having 12 stitches. So it's very handy that you have something to mark your first stitch with. Okay, a setup row is made, and now we're going to knit in the round. The next step that I'm showing now is a repeat that you do all the way around. So we're going to build up the bag now, the body of the bag, and you keep doing that until you've got 50 centimeters, or just have a sneak peek, 6 inch, sorry, left of yarn. So make sure that you don't run out of yarn, because we have to bind off and make the handle. So make sure you've got 50 centimeters at least left over for the rest of the bag. Okay. Take a look at your work. If you look at your working yarn and you pull it a little, then you see that this stitch is attached to the working yarn. If you pull on the stitch, your working yarn is coming, and you pull your working yarn, the stitch is deforming. Okay. That means that this is our last stitch that we've made, and now we jump over to the next, this one, and we're going to knit this first stitch. Your working yarn is in the back, and you push the working yarn from the back through the loop and pull up a new loop. And now you see that the stitch from the previous round makes a nice V-stitch like this, and here is our new stitch, new loop. This is the first one, so we mark this stitch, and now we're doing the same thing in each and every stitch across. You can insert your fingers in the loop and pull up the yarn through, but the risk of doing that is that you're gonna pull the loops next to this stitch away, because look, if I pull this loop, you can see this loop here is getting shorter, and you don't want that. So to make sure that you don't lose any stitches, my advice is just grab your yarn, place it behind the next stitch, use your finger and push it through, and then pull up the loop. If you do it like that, there are no pressure on the stitch and you don't lose the next stitch. But also make sure that your previous stitch don't disappear. Yeah? So, working yarn. Next is from here. Place it in back for the next stitch. Push it through and pull up a loop. Like that. Oh, see? And now I pull too hard on this new stitch and my previous stitch is losing. So, see? Now I corrected it. So, working yarn is here. Place it in the back of the next and push it through to pull up a new loop, and make sure that your loops looks the same all around. Now, and this is all we're doing. So just pull up a loop in the already made loops. When you did, place the yarn in back of the next loop, push it through and pull up the next. And when you're doing this, you can also see that your work wants to stand up. Just let that happen, because that's also what we want. This is going to form the body of the bag. If you look like this, you see now the bottom of the bag, and the stitches are here on the sides, but gonna get up. So you can place your things here in the bag. So let that process just happen. So just knit all the stitches like this until you reached, oh wait a minute, that's not good. Yeah, I was going back. That's not what's supposed to happen. So just try to keep track on the numbers of your stitches so you don't miss any of them. We've got 12 stitches and you want to have 12 all the way around. Okay, now it's going good. Okay, and now I'm back at my first knitted stitch because my stitch marker is in there, and I just knitted the last stitch. So remove the stitch marker, knit that stitch so it's gonna get a new stitch like that. Place your stitch marker back in and knit again all the way around, and keep repeating this until you've got at least 50 centimeters of yarn left. And when you're at that point, return to this tutorial, because I'm going to show you then the next step we're going to make. When you've got at least 50 centimeters of yarn left, it's time to bind off your stitches. And as you can see, the bag has formed. This is the opening, and it's worked in the round. And this is the beginning, the chain. I'm a very tight knitter on this way of knitting, but it also gives a nice firm looking fabric. Okay. My first stitch is still marked with stitch marker, and this is the last knitted stitch because your working yarn is coming from this stitch. If you pull the leg, you can see that you make the loop bigger. Okay, to bind off our stitches, just grab your yarn and the last knitted stitch, so that's this one, and pull your yarn from back to front through that loop. Like this. Then go to your next stitch. So we're going to work the other way around. First we were knitting this way. Now we're going the other side. So that means that our marked stitch, which is normally the first stitch, is now becoming the last stitch. Grab your yarn again, go to the next stitch, and from back to front, pull your yarn through. Don't pull it too tight, because if you do it with all the stitches and pull your yarn very tight, you're gonna close it at the top, and then you can't use your back. So don't do this too tight. And now go to the back of the next stitch and pull your yarn through. And this is all we're doing for all the stitches. Just place your yarn through all the loops and secure them on this way. So do that all around, and when you're finished doing that, I'm going to show you the next step. Okay, time for the finishing touch, making the yarn handle so you can carry your bag also. Yarn handle, your bag handle. We're finished here, so you can see that the yarn is coming from this loop, and we want to make a new loop with this end yarn. So flip your side of the bag a little inside out, and now you can see the inside of your bag, and here is a horizontal bar. Place your yarn under that horizontal bar and push it through. And now you have a new small loop. Your bag is like this, and here's a new small loop. All you have to do now is make a new chain, like we start with the bag. Now we're making a new chain, and that's going to be the handle. So insert in the loop and pull your yarn through to make a new loop. Insert in the new loop and pull your yarn through. And just continue doing this until you run out of yarn, or when you think my handle is big enough now. So I'm just making a few chain stitches, and also with this, make them as loose or as tight as you please. If you make them loose, your handle will grow a little bit more. Okay, and when you think my handle is big enough, just make a last chain stitch and pull your yarn through. And now you can tie it. Okay. Just make sure that your chain is not twisted. So grab it from the beginning and let it go through your hand. And now you've got a tail of yarn left. Go to the other side of your bag and also flip it inside out and grab a horizontal bar and pull your yarn through. And then make sure you're tightening it and just go around that same stitch to make it more secure. What you do now, you can weave in your end. You can weave in your end under those horizontal bars. You don't see it in the outside, but you can weave them in. Or if you want to make it very secure, just pull the outside of your yarn like this. Now you can see the inside. The inside is just all loose fibers. Make sure you pull back for pretty long ends and just cut this off. You can use this to sew your end, or you can place this outside part of the yarn on a needle and sew through your stitch. So not under, but through. I've got a needle here. Okay. So not under, but just through. And pull it through and just do it again. Then you're very secure with the handle. When you've done that also, then your bag is ready. You can place things in it and start wearing your bag, and by wearing your bag you should see that your work is going to be a lot more loose. It's very tight now because you just made it. When you start wearing it, start using it, it's going to be relaxed and it gets a different appearance. So I hope that my explanation was good enough for you to make this bag. If you do, have some fun. I would also like it if you share your results of your bags on the international Facebook group of Scheepjes on Facebook or on Instagram. And I would love it if you tag me also in it, if you share your progress on the socials, Mike's Creatieve Wereld. If you tag me on Instagram or if you tag me on the Facebook page, I can also see all your bags that been made. So have lots of fun. I hope my explanation was good enough, because sometimes it's a struggle to explain, but I'm getting better at it. So I hope this was good enough for you. Enjoy your bag, and yeah, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because there are coming more tutorials with cool stuff, but also with other nice scheepjes yarns. So if you don't want to miss that, make sure you subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to get notifications for upcoming videos, hit the bell. If you subscribe, if you hit the subscribe button, then a bell would appear, and if you click on that, you can yeah, activate notifications. So if a new video is coming on my channel, you get a notification. So yeah, that's all. Have fun making this bag, and thank you for watching, and we see each other in the next one. Bye bye.